So Sri Andalas, why I promote Sri Andalas? Because of course, I think that time tokoh dikir barat cuma kita tahu Sri Trunajaya dan Alang Kenduyong, right? So basically, I'm staying in the west side. So fortunately, managed to get some information lah from Sri Trunajaya, Kamal Baba and so forth. But before that, I could say, if I can recall, I get the inspirasi from my kakak saudara. Ada dia involved in dikir barat in sekolah, Bojamas. It's a very old team where it comes to Bojamas ni, if I'm not mistaken, is Boyan, Bugis, Jawa. Yeah, it's a very very old team. If I'm not mistaken, ni Bojamas ni dulu tak silap, if I can recall, ada rancangan SBC kan, dikir barat, that kind of thing kan. We have the old group is there mah. So one of the group is Bojamas was also there. But dulu punya dikir barat, they can mix. Lelaki dan perempuan, they can sit into one group and perform, right? So that is where, so I get the lyric, they say, hey, syok dikir barat. So yeah, so I venture myself into that dikir barat. So I start from Jintai actually. So Jintai ada tarian group, so I say, hey, why not we do it? So I have classmates, Yaziz, you know, all these things, a group of people who decided, hey, come, let's form dikir barat, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, so we formed a dikir barat team Pak Sekolah Jintai. Then after that, I went up to the CC, you know, and of course, there's another team, Sri Anggrek Kencana, is very old team. Alright, in this team, kalau kita ada Harry, you know, wow, aku say Herni, orang panggil dia Landa, you know, that kind of thing. And sekarang from Mak Yo masuk ke Semua Dewa, all these things lah, zaman-zaman dulu. You change name to Sri Andalas. So in Sri Andalas, yeah, that was very long, where we have old staff. I think we old members, you know, that kind of thing. Then I think those, I could say, lama is Wanabang, you know, from all these things. There's a few more from Sri Andalas who managed to, you know, extend their punya learning skill lah. Yeah, so the first group, aku say established first group lah, is Sri Andalas. So 80s, yeah, secondary school. So the luckiest is that ada satu cikgu ni, they involved in CC lah. So I say, hey, you know, I want to form a dikir barat group. So I still remember we have a gong, you know, gong tu tebar tembaga dulu-dulu kan, that kind of thing. And baru kenal rebana. Yeah, so kita pergi River Valley CC. So dah tutup dah CC dah sekarang. So I started from there lah. So dalam balai rakyat tu diperlukan kumpulan-kumpulan seni lah. Kalau kita tahu dulu balai rakyat ada kompang, tarian, dikir barat. So when I approach to the cikgu tu, tanya dia, boleh tak kita form dikir barat? And dia cakap, kita pun nak cari dikir barat. Alhamdulillah, rezeki is there. So I think it's no harm asking, for the sake of friends, nak safe place where kita ada tempat kumpul, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, why not? Just expose ourselves to a place. Yeah, so we landed at River Valley CC lah. That one was first team. Lepas tu I expanded more after a bit of migration here and there. I went to Bukit Ho Swee. Yeah, so zaman dulu-dulu juga is very nice where I think Rifah tahulah, kita ada group where each, kalau established group example macam Sri Andalas ataupun Kelana Purba ataupun, you know, Dena Mutiara, you know, ada STJ punya team and so forth. Kita mesti ada puak-puak. Okay, that's a very nice thing. So dalam kita puak ni itself ada dia punya sub group kan. So from there, yeah, I think that's very nice. So under Sri Andalas itself, I got a room, we have wardrobe, you know, that kind of thing, very nice, one whole place. And of course kita ada group lah. So that time, if I'm not mistaken, kita open up Teratai girls group. Yeah, before that, I still remember Merak Merah, if you can call. So it's very nice. It's very healthy competition where, wow, my team ada 100 orang, you know, that kind of thing. Habis Kelana Purba ada 100 orang. So that is nice where healthy competition comes in kan, dikir barat, where supporters comes in. Yeah. So and tak based dengan satu group individual, but we share ilham. So I think it's quite nice. Kenapa anak muda ataupun the youngsters like dikir barat, it's about the vibe lah. Okay, to start off with, they like the vibe. And why is the vibe? Is because of the drums, is because of the flow of the music, and because ada shout, loud voice lah, to start off with lah. That's why I think youngsters like to involve in dikir barat. So it's healthy. You know, they can shout, and from there they can do their movements, and of course they know some things about lirik-lirik yang baik lah. So as such that why is it so important to join dikir barat is, for me, is that dikir barat ni ada, I think likewise kalau kita tanya orang-orang yang involved in seni, the component of dikir barat ini is a full details of mostly seni Melayu. Okay, one example is that I think everybody knows, right? Dikir barat is from Malaysia, and before that ada dikir Labah, and it moved down, right? And until lah ke Singapore ni ada dikir Singapura, which is being choreographed or is being written properly and is being composed in much more proper music arrangement. Dikir barat, as you know, ada gerak tarinya, right? Ada komponen musiknya, liriknya, dan lagu. So it comes out in everything, you know. I believe and I would guarantee that mereka yang involved in other seni, tapi kalau diorang being challenged ataupun dicabar untuk duduk, tepuk dan nyanyi sampai buat pergerakan, it will be difficult. Tapi kalau orang dikir barat ni ataupun ahli dikir barat ni, if they want to venture out or explore themselves in other arts, they're easy. A lot of people, it's so easy for them to adapt. I don't see that they will get not used to it, tapi lama-lama it's very fast for them to adapt in all other seni. So again, why I bold enough ataupun berani untuk explore again in other things is that I believe myself that hey, dikir barat is a lot. Where I start to learn pergerakan, if I can recall, one of the trainer or choreographer, satu dia cakap dengan kami, kau nak belajar gerak tari kan, you go to club. So dulu ada fire, you know, that kind of thing. Then I was shocked. Kenapa dia cakap gini kan salah, you know, that kind of thing. So maksudnya bukan pergi fire lah, okay. Dia cakap dulu is to see the vibe, to see how they dance and how they get to move. So the groove is there. So I did went. So I observe, you know, dulu ada tea dance, so I observe how they move here and there. Then they get shook. So lagu, you know, techno or whatever it is that time, they can dance and move, you know. So I come back to that particular person. So the first thing they ask, so what do you have learned? Belajar apa pergi fire? You know, that kind of thing. And so I say, sama je orang joget-joget, you know, that kind of thing dalam gelap. Yeah, but at the end of the day, the conversation comes in. It's all about the groove. It's all about the hype. It's all about the, you know, you tak segan to dance. Ya, pasal kalau kita nak pergi atas pentas tu, kita tak boleh malu kan, that kind of thing. So you must start somewhere. Yeah, then from there, of course kita of course the basic, kita belajar serampang 12, zapin, you know, and so forth. Yeah, so I bold enough lah to study that. Then in Sri Andalas, before I touch on the competition puncak, on Sri Andalas itself, I feel that I like to explore new things into a dikir barat lah. So I put in props, you know, that kind of thing. I think myself, I'm the first person in Singapore dalam segi dikir barat yang berani pakai props atas pentas. Yeah, I think that is then from there I think ada group follow, right? Then after that, if I'm not mistaken, kalau kita nampak pertandingan Kelantan dulu pun pakai props, right? So that is what we see. I do a simple theatre dikir. I pernah buat. I still, I remember. I think my old teams would know. So kita pernah buat teater dikir, tari dra teater. I think my show that time, if I'm not mistaken, is at World Trade Center. Sekarang dah call Harbourfront. So in World Trade Center ada amphitheater. So we are invited to perform dikir barat, tapi they want it to be a bit more different. So I decided to do a dikir tari dra. And dalam persembahan tu, of course, ada a bit of deklamasi sajak, puisi, and we blend in with a lot of other musical items, like example canang, gong, gamelan, and gendang, and so forth lah. So I think the keberanian tu, I could say that dikir asli dan dikir contem started to appear in the era of dikir barat. Wow, tu lama tu. Right. So then they start to kupas balik, apa tu nama dikir asli, apa tu nama dia dikir contem. Dikir Singapura belum keluar lagi. Right. So that is that era lah. Right. So after that, to cut short the story, my involvement after so much of involving in dikir barat, I decided to give back to the dikir barat team lah. I was being consulted by a lot of organization based on my experience of organizing a competition lah. So I was as a part-timer ataupun amateur artistic director. I was being awarded. So they kata, can you become a consultant to do a dikir barat competition? So there's a few CCs that engage me lah. So if I'm not mistaken, the first one is Irama DK, Arwah Cik Ali, right? It's from Bukit Timah. We do a Irama dikir, I think so lah, lama. Then after that, followed by other smaller competition, Terjah Cingge. Right, if I'm not mistaken, so we perform that time. Terjah Cingge ni kita kena buat dikir barat atas air tempat Cingge. Then after that it comes out with a competition. I think we have it at MediaCorp or something like that. But it was not in telecast lah. Then Piala Puncak, Puncak Dikir. Then sama juga. After that follow up with something with Puncak Emas, if I'm not mistaken. So it's nice to organize a competition after you involve, and I think the direction where I'm going is to give opportunity for the newcomers to expand their knowledge in the competition. Pasal kalau kita masuk competition, we will learn something new, and kita akan compare, kenapa dia menang you know, that kind of thing. It's always a question. But when we analyze it, yes, dia sepatutnya menang because of dia punya lagu-lagu, dia punya lirik. And I still hold, I did interviewed once, you know, when I was doing some shows, right? I did interview Bobo, if I'm not mistaken. And we share the word is seni itu untuk rakyat, which I agreed 100%. After so many years, I'm being analyzing that term. And at one point, I managed to interview him, and I said, wow, I agreed after so many years, and it's true. Then to add on, kenapa competition is a trend, I start selling that the prize money, right? I start selling the prize money. Usually kalau competition normal CC akan ratusan saja, only hundreds. So after so much of on the ground, telling them, hey, dikir barat ni sepatutnya diistirafkan, hard work, and how many involvements are there in one team, right? And they agreed, starting from 2K, 3K, 4K, and 5K, if I'm not mistaken, in CC level. So we want to have the taraf of the value of the hard work, effort of each kumpulan tu is being acknowledged. It's not only medal, aku bawa balik medal, aku bawa balik trophy, that kind of thing. But the hard work that these youth atau these youth who contribute dia punya masa, the bus fare, honestly speaking, to and fro, and especially busana, baju, right? Where are they going to find money to do at least dry cleaning baju tu? It all cost, and they come out from their pocket money. So I think all this should be valued in a competition. So I believe yang orang menang tu, they put extra effort lah, right? So they should deserve the cash money or something that they receive lah, besides the trophy. So I believe that it should be done, and that is the message I shared it to all the council, the committee of the CC, the orang-orang besar, that kind of thing. That they should be awarded this cash money prize. Yeah. We want to explore new things lah. So we gather ada sekumpulan, there's one group of people who experience in arts and like to be out and to be independent. So we get these independent people to come in, and each one has their own specialty. So they come, and I was there, and they say, hey, kenapa kita tak boleh buat satu kumpulan, and we explore ourselves. Walaupun it's a short-term period, and we believe it's always a short-term period, we want to experimental something. So that theatre group that I buat is basically just experimental thing. And another thing is that we don't want to lose the touch of this particular person. Probably this person or this member itself is from other teams, so maybe they keluar to have a fresh air, and I think do not have the gap. We want to close the gap lah of that thing, so why not I do it. But I don't have a theatre group as a very professional theatre group. So what I did is that I did Gentarasas 2 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. I think a friend of mine, Hamza, came in and said that, hey Imran, why not you try to do a playwright director, that kind of things, and besides the artistic, why not you try to to direct ah. So I said, oh, why not I try. So from there, try, belajar, and belajar kita daripada pengalaman, belajar kita daripada nasihat orang. I believe in watching and hearing. We can adapt a lot of things. I think zaman-zaman kita lah, zaman-zaman ni, we like to, individual orang ada individual of adaptation ataupun adapt of anything, how to say adaptation of knowledge. Ada orang need to read. When they read, they start to move, alright, the brain. Ada orang like to see and hear, right? Ada orang work at night to get ilham, right? Ada orang daytime or during running or doing a physical, and they get the ilham. So mine is basically I like to see, and I like to hear, and my mind start working from there. And I like to run. So when I run, is to clear out the whole of my negative things, and I like to write in the morning. So whatever the past before yesterday itu akan hilang, a fresh new one to comes in. So the fresh new idea will comes in after the run, and I start to produce new ideas. So come back to that. So I was being challenged lah to do a theatre, musical theatre. I think as a mature standard, I have my own career. The challenge comes to me that, hey, why not you do it? So Alhamdulillah, I think I managed to do 2 times of Gentarasa. A musical theatre is a big event, I think so. My time lah, I don't know whether you, and I think I managed to pull a bit of orang-orang aktivis seni, Kompang, dikir barat, and Alhamdulillah they managed to expose themselves dalam segi keaslian culture tu ataupun seni tu dicabangkan dengan lain-lain elemen yang ada sekeliling di community. So Alhamdulillah. So so that's how I do. So come back to the either where the form of this experimental theatre is that it's just a tryout, just not to have a long gap, for this group of people. And I think after we dissolve the group, this group of people managed to explore themselves in other performance lah, which I'm glad. which I'm glad. So at least dia punya kebolehan tu, kadang-kadang kalau kita ada gap tu kita akan lupa, right? So I always do the bridging of the whole thing lah. A brotherhood lah. Aku say everyone will say that word lah. So I still also hold that word lah. It's the brotherhood that we akrabkan every relationship that we have. For me, previously, during that time, there's no technology, right? We can't communicate except for handphones that we call. Text messages is SMS, bukan WhatsApp, right? So it's also dollar and cent. Wi-Fi susah nak cari. Kena pergi 7-Eleven cari Wi-Fi, that kind of thing kan. So we don't have technologies to support. So we communicate through calls ataupun jumpa. So jumpa itulah selalu membuat kita berkomunikasi, the interaction of one another. Yeah, it's all about brotherhood. I think until now, if we go back to all the old timer kumpulan, they still intact one another and call one another, and they will have reunion. Yeah, it's all about that lah. So kita tak boleh bandingkan dulu sama sekarang. We cannot, aku say, because it's not apple to apple, right? So yeah, that time is that time, now is now. Sekarang tak payah jumpa face to face, we can do interacting of video call. Yeah, so it's again come back is the brotherhood and sharing of skills lah. Saya Imran Ahmad, budak dikir barat, budak lama dikir barat juga boleh cakap gitu. Ingin mengatakan bahawa dikir barat tu takkan pupus selagi kita ada minat, dan tidak lupa juga menghormati mereka yang pernah didik kita membelajar seni dikir itu sendiri. Jadi kekalkan seni, banggakan budaya kita dan terus maju untuk mentabatkan bangsa Melayu kita.
Di belantara istana Singa si Raja Rimba, berputik bunga cinta pandangan pertama, terpahat di minda terdirinya singgasana, tata kedaulatannya sang nila utama. Pantai indah di mata, pasir seputih kain terhampar, bertemu baginda pada si Raja Rimba. Terilham negara sama gagah perkasa, di belantara istana Singa si Raja Rimba, berputik bunga cinta